Hi guys, Aaron here with Functional Aesthetics in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So I've got Leah here, and this is the third strength workout in her program that she's doing. Again, as we're talking about, she is looking to lose a little bit of fat, get a little bit leaner and stuff like that, sculpt those arms out. She also wants to, improve her performance for athletics, so middle distance running a little bit. So this is like the strength portion of what we're doing, kind of my hybrid workout style. We're doing a little bit of, like we did on Monday, we're doing bodybuilding, back and biceps, and abs. And then after that we did posterior chain power work. So doing stuff like pulling a tire sled, doing standing broad jumps, throwing a medicine ball backwards over your head, things like that, all to increase that power in using the same muscles that we were on Monday, but in a more dynamic fashion. After that, she had her cardio day, and then yesterday she took off, and so today she's going to do her push day. So we're going to be doing squats, bench presses, stuff for the shoulders, etc., things like that. Pretty standard bodybuilding type stuff, but we will get into the video. Leah is a little bit hungry right now, and so she might run out of gas partway through the workout, but that's okay. She's got a kind of a busy life right now. Sometimes it's hard to train at the exact right times, and even when you are training a little bit fasted, you're not going to be making necessarily big gains in muscular strength or anything like that, but since our goals are to kind of lean up a little bit, it can be advantageous in that regard. So without further ado, we will get into the video and see you on the flip side. Alright, so right now Leah's warming up with some under overs, improve her hip mobility here, warm up her legs a little bit. Find these are actually a pretty good way to warm up rather than necessarily just going out and running or hopping on a bike or something like that for 5 minutes. This really warms you up in a little bit more practical fashion. Alright, got round one, first set of squats. Starting out here with about 70% of her 1 rep max, so she's doing 75 pounds. Just getting that barbell set. Okay, exercise number 2, she's going to do some calf raises, work a little bit on the lower legs. I like to do this too because I have like multiple leg exercises in here, and it helps give your quads and hamstrings, etc., a break from while you're still doing things, you're still exercising and stuff like that, keeping your heart rate up. But it gives those specific muscles a little bit of a break while you target some other muscles. Makes your workouts more efficient as well. Okay, we got exercise number 3 here. Leah's going to be doing some Bulgarian split squats, so she got the one leg elevated behind her. This is a good exercise for targeting the glutes. As long as you get that front leg spaced out as far as you can, really focus on pushing through the middle of the foot. In addition, since Leah has a job where she sits at a computer a lot, her hip flexors tend to get pretty tight, so she likes to do this to kind of dynamically stretch them out. Okay, so our third exercise, our fourth exercise, she's going to be doing side lunges here. So she's got those dumbbells up in the racked position on her shoulders. It's good for working your hip abductors, so the side of your butt. Also eccentrically works your adductor muscles, so on the inner thighs there. So on her left leg, she's getting a good workout in the inner thighs as she controls the movement to the side. Catches herself on that right leg using those the middle glutes, or your gluteus medius and main abductors of your leg, so the ones that move your leg out to the side, and also hitting the main butt muscle in the back. Exercise helps keep you flexible while at the same time strengthen these areas. So great exercise to incorporate if you play sports such as like soccer or anything that requires quick cutting or lunging. It sinks down there and explodes up through the movement. Alright, so fifth exercise here, doing some drop lunges. This, or curtsy squats if you want to call them. And notice how she's crossing that front leg over the back leg. This again helps with knee stability. Stretches out the glutes in the back as well. And then also helps to work your abductor muscles, or the muscles that move your leg away from the middle of your body. So on that left leg that's supporting her as she's lunging forward, when she returns back, it has to help push out to the side to bring her leg back to the starting position. And again, notice how she's keeping a good cadence with her breathing. Deep breath on the way down, exhaling as she goes up. I hope you get a lot more energy and a longer set in that way. Okay, so we're moving to the upper body pushing movements. So she's going to do some incline bench presses. And notice that little technique she did there with her knees. That helps you, especially if you have heavier dumbbells, as you start to get stronger, to kind of help position the weights, because obviously you can press a lot more than you can curl, so using your legs to help assist that weight up there. Notice again, breathing. Breathe in, stretch it out, and then exhale as you squeeze that air out of your lungs. Feel the stretch at the bottom in your chest muscles and push to the top. Building that mind-muscle connection. Okay, so this is incline dumbbell row here. Works most of the traps, the rhomboids a little bit. So it's good to balance out with those incline presses that she was doing. Anytime you're doing an exercise, you want to balance out the antagonist with the protagonist of the exercise, or the agonist of the exercise. So as to keep that, especially in the shoulder area, you want to keep balance between those muscles so that the shoulder doesn't get out of alignment and cause you rotator cuff issues or something like that later on down the line. Okay, so this next exercise, Leah's going to be doing a little bit more rotator cuff work. So I don't know what the official name of this exercise is, but I like to call it a incline bench rear delt row with a scarecrow into a Y raise. Really fires up your lower trapezius and the external rotators of your arms, so like your infraspinatus and teres minor. And as you progress and you get a little bit stronger, you can add a little bit of weight to this exercise. But because of the angle here and the size of the muscles being worked, you really don't need to use a whole lot of weight. Alright, so exercise number, I don't know, 6 or 7 here, 7 probably. She's going to do some barbell shrugs. I like to do that before doing the shoulder presses. You can usually use a little bit more weight on shrugs, but this is a fairly new exercise for her, so same for about 10 to 12 reps. And this is one of the simplest exercises. You basically just bring your shoulders up to your ears.
Without rounding your shoulders forward?
Right. Basically squeeze your shoulder blades together and draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Alright, exercise number 8. Leah's going to be doing some seated shoulder presses here. She's got a little bit of problems with the anterior part of the shoulder, so doing them seated with dumbbells enables you to keep your arms a little bit farther back, not as much pressure pulling down from the front as if you're doing like a barbell press in the front, so helps kind of train that movement. Funny thing is, these exercises are kind of good too, even for training your core, especially if you're doing a standing one, because your obliques and your abdominals in the front need to help stabilize you so as you lift that weight over your head. Alright, exercise number 9. She's going to hit the side delts now. So a little bit smaller muscle area, not capable of lifting quite as much as the anterior delts. So doing that one after the shoulder, the regular shoulder presses, once the anterior delts are a little fatigued. In any workout you do, you always want to start out with the bigger muscle groups first, and then finish off with smaller muscle groups. So for example, if you're doing, like on our back day, and you're doing deadlifts and barbell rows, which, you know, use some pretty big muscles, then you'd end that workout with doing some stuff for your biceps. And notice how Leah is externally rotating her hands as she comes up. This is good to help with the normal path that the shoulder takes as you raise your arms over your head. Helps to also work a little bit in that rear deltoid. Also, some of those external rotators of the shoulder keep the rotator cuff healthy. Okay, so our 10th exercise, flat bench presses. I'm going to try to go between 8 and 10 reps here, or as many as you can without maxing it out, because you got a couple more rounds to go. Alright, deep breath. 1. Got 2 more in there. Yeah, you got 2 more. Yeah, let's do 10. 2 more. That's all you. Got 1 more? Okay. Good job. Okay, so normally following a bench press exercise, I like to do something for the rear deltoids. like a rear deltoid row, bent over diagonal raise, something like that, reverse fly. However, Leah has a little bit of problems with some pain in her posterior shoulder girdle from her job. So I'd like to do a little bit of pendulum exercises instead until we can kind of get the knots out of that, and then maybe throw in some exercises to strengthen it. So this exercise here is a really great exercise for that. You've probably seen that if you've ever gone to physical therapy or seen anybody that had rotator cuff surgery. They generally have you do these pendulum swings. So she's going to rock forward and backwards and then side to side a couple times, and then go in a kind of a counterclockwise direction and then clockwise direction. Just kind of loosen up everything. So the idea, the more loose, relaxed you can be, the better. It's going to help those tendons and ligaments stretch out, as well as the muscles, and help relieve some pressure in there. Another thing you might want to add to this exercise is doing a lat stretch, because the lats also kind of connect in this area. If your lats are tight, they can impede your shoulder mobility as well. So, but that can be the topic for another video, and we'll get on to our next exercise. Okay, so this exercise here is really good for the lower trapezius muscle, which helps to improve your posture. So if you have that hunchback posture or your rounded forward shoulders, this is a great exercise to help combat that, because the lower trapezius, your trapezius is a big diamond-shaped muscle, so it starts at just below the bottom of your ears, spreads out to the edges of your shoulders by the acromion there, and then makes a the rest of the diamond, so the point comes down somewhere in your middle back, and that lower portion there helps to pull down and keep your lower back erect. Now Leah has some mobility issues in her shoulders here, so ideally you'd want to be able to get your upper arm all the way up over your ear there, but she does have some limitation there. So even though she's not using any weight, definitely fires up that lower trapezius a lot. This tends to be an area that's weak on a lot of people. Alright guys, thanks for watching. So Leah did her finished her first round. She's going to try to do 2 more rounds here, ideally, with this workout. But for the sake of redundancy, I'm not going to show you 2 more rounds of the exact same thing going around. On a note here, though, Leah didn't quite get the nutrition she needed yesterday, so she's lagging a little bit behind. So just let that be a reminder, you guys. Make sure you're on point with your nutrition, whether you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, or athletic performance. It's going to make a huge difference in whatever progress you can make in the gym. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for our next workout, which will be a power-based workout for the anterior chain here. Got a lot of fun stuff planned ahead there. And if you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We got hit that bell icon when you do to make sure that you get notifications whenever a new video comes out. If you like the video, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you'd like to me to do a video on anything, send me an email to the address in the link below. And we'll see you all next time for more health and fitness related information. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time.